All rise. This honorable court is open pursuant to adjournment. The Honorable Patricia A. Gaughan, United States District Court for the Northern District of Ohio, presiding. Please be seated for the introduction of the court. For the United States District Court for the Northern District of Ohio, the Honorable Dan Aaron Polster. The Honorable Pamela A. Barker. The Honorable J. Philip Calabrese. The Honorable Charles S.Q. Fleming. The Honorable Bridget Meehan Brennan. The Honorable Amanda M. Knapp, Magistrate Judge. The Honorable Jennifer Dowdell Armstrong, Magistrate Judge. The Honorable Reuben J. Shepard, Magistrate Judge. For the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Northern District of Ohio, the Honorable Jessica E. Price Smith, Chief Judge. The Honorable Susanna Kristevsky Cook. The Honorable Arthur I. Harris. For the 8th District Court of Appeals, the Honorable Eileen A. Gallagher, Administrative and Presiding Judge. The Honorable Lisa B. Forbes. The Honorable Anita Laster Mays. The Honorable Michael John Ryan. For the 11th District Court of Appeals, the Honorable Scott R. Lynch. The Honorable Robert J. Patton. For the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas, the Honorable Brendan J. Sheehan, Administrative and Presiding Judge. The Honorable Maureen E. Clancy. The Honorable Kevin Kelly. The Honorable Kira Krevish. The Honorable David T. Mattia. The Honorable Joan C. Sinnenberg. For the Cuyahoga County Domestic Relations Court, the Honorable Francine B. Goldberg. For the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Court, the Honorable Nicholas J. Celebrezzi. For the Cuyahoga County Probate Court, the Honorable Laura J. Gallagher. For the Cleveland Municipal Court, the Honorable Jeffrey D. Johnson. The Honorable Andrea Nelson Moore. The Honorable Susan Marie Sweeney. The Honorable Sheila Turner McCall. For the Shaker Heights Municipal Court, the Honorable Ann Walton Keller.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly my honor and my privilege to preside over this annual Greater Cleveland Bench Bar Memorial Program. I welcome all of you here today on behalf of the judges throughout the Greater Cleveland area, my colleagues from the Federal District Court, and judges from all of the state, county, and municipal courts. And I also welcome you here on behalf of the leadership of all of our various bar associations. You know, ladies and gentlemen, each year we gather for this very important meaningful event to mourn, but also to celebrate our brethren who were taken from us too soon. They were our colleagues, they were our friends, they were our family members. They were attorneys from all aspects of the legal profession, criminal lawyers, both prosecutors and defense attorneys, civil lawyers, from large law firms to small law firms, judges, attorneys who used their degrees outside of the traditional role. We mourn and we celebrate them all. Today, we stand together to honor them for their achievements and contributions to our noble profession. Individuals who were committed to the rule of law and justice, as well as service to others. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to specifically address the family members who are in attendance today. To each and every one of you, I extend our heartfelt condolences. Our hope is that today's celebration brings some amount of comfort. Comfort in knowing that your loved ones are not forgotten and will never be forgotten. It is now my pleasure to call on Matthew D. Besser, President of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, for opening remarks, and following Mr. Besser, we will have remarks from the Honorable Eileen A. Gallagher, Administrative and Presiding Judge for the 8th District Court of Appeals, and the Honorable Brendan J. Sheehan, Administrative and Presiding Judge for Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court. Unfortunately, Judge Ertle from Cleveland Municipal Court is not able to be with us today. Mr. Besser.
Thank you, Judge Gaughan. Members of the bench, bar, family, and friends, we gather together today to honor the members of our profession who departed this past. We come to recognize their place in an unbroken chain of service to others through law that is older than our nation itself. To say aloud that a life spent in service to others is a life of duty. And to thank them for devoting their lives, not only in service to others, but in service to all, through their pursuit of justice and the greater good.
We're all here to thank those who have departed for their lives of service, and to recognize that a life of service is a life of meaning. I am not a particularly religious person. The first contract that I ever entered was at the age of 11 with my parents. I was so obnoxious about going to Hebrew school that my parents finally threw up their hands and had enough and said that if I would just continue on until the age of 13, 2 years, and get my bar mitzvah, I could stop going. Well, for an 11-year-old, that was the deal of a lifetime. Offer accepted. Now, in retrospect, given the statute of frauds, I probably should have gotten that in writing. The judges get that. But my parents were true to their word, and after my bar mitzvah, I did stop attending Hebrew school. But there are 3 words from Deuteronomy I have since learned that always remain with me. Tzedek, tzedek tirdof. It means justice. Justice shall you pursue. There are many interpretations of why the word tzedek, justice, is repeated, and I am no biblical scholar, but one thing seems clear enough. The special emphasis placed on the concept of justice means that the concept of justice deserves special emphasis in our lives. That the pursuit of justice is central to who we are as a community, regardless of our faith tradition, regardless of our race or nationality. And those we honor today understood this. They devoted themselves to the pursuit of justice for the good of others. No matter what your faith or where you were raised, that is an honorable and a meaningful way to spend our precious time on this earth. And for that, they all deserve our eternal gratitude. So let us express this gratitude by renewing our commitment to the pursuit of justice. Work that is never truly finished. Work that is the ongoing imperative of the entire community, lawyer and non-lawyer alike, that we pass down from generation to generation. Legacies of the friends and loved ones and colleagues we remember today are now woven into the centuries-old fabric of the law. And those legacies will endure for as long as the pursuit of justice endures. Let us leave here determined to see that their legacies endure for centuries to come. Before I close, there is someone dear that we lost just a few weeks ago who was neither a lawyer nor a judge. Molly Gaughan was a non-lawyer member of the CMBA Board of Directors and a cherished member of our legal community. Molly spent her life in devotion to the pursuit of justice as a probation officer, and most recently as a vice president at Oriana House, where she helped those re-entering society get a fresh start with dignity. Molly was a beloved wife, mother, grandmother, friend, and colleague, and we all miss her very much. With that, on behalf of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association and our legal community as a whole, we thank each of those that we recognize today for their lives of service in the pursuit of justice. And we thank each of you for being here today to help us honor them. Thank you very much, and I'd like to welcome Judge Gallagher.
Good afternoon. I am humbled and honored to be here today representing the 8th District Court of Appeals as we gather to recognize those women and men who have been our family, our colleagues, our friends, our mentors, and our classmates, people we loved, respected, and miss every day. To the family members of these members of the bar, my heart goes out to you. 3 of my former colleagues' names will be read today, and they were good, kind, and wonderful people. Judge Lillian J. Green, Judge Ronald Suster, and Judge Raymond C. Hedden, and the incomparable John Kilbane O'Toole. Irish people are real sentimental, so I'm going to tell you what we would say. Try to remember, those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and very dear. And from beyond, from those you hold dear, please hear these words. I could not stay another day to love, to laugh, to work, or play. Tasks left undone must stay that way, and if my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy. Thank you very much, and I will introduce Judge Brendan J. Sheehan.
Thank you, Judge Gallagher. On behalf of the Common Pleas General Division, it's an honor to stand here and represent our courts. Every year, we gather to remember our colleagues who have passed. And I want to take this moment to thank the bar associations and the CMBA for bringing us all together for this program. We're here not to mourn, but to honor the memory of esteemed judges and dedicated lawyers that we've lost this past year. We've experienced that sadness, but now we get to remember each of them for what they contributed to our legal profession and our community. Our General Division judges lost 2 of its former judges, Judge Ron Suster and Judge Lillian Green. They were guardians of fairness and impartiality in our courts, who approached each case with compassion. Their decisions were guided by the respect for the law and its purpose. They were both truly public servants. Many of the people we honored here today were pioneers in our community, breaking barriers and advancing legal theories. It's important to remember their work and build upon it. Their achievements provided the foundation for future legal endeavors. Lawyers are advocates for those in need, champions of the voiceless, and defenders of rights and freedoms. Whether representing clients, engaging in political advocacy, or ensuring that the scales of justice remain balanced, these attorneys influenced us in profound ways. The legacy of their work lives on in the values they've instilled in the legal profession. Those we honor today fought tirelessly for their clients, and their passion for the law inspired all of us who have the privilege of working with them. But these were more than names on a bench, on a door of a law firm. They were our friends, mentors, and people we cared for deeply. And this is why we gather, to celebrate and honor, and to thank those amazing individuals for everything they have given us. On a personal note, as the administrative judge, I've had the pleasure of speaking at this past 6 years, this Bench Bar Memorial Program. Being able to honor our colleagues this way has been one of the most rewarding aspects of this role, and I am grateful for that opportunity. May their souls rest in peace, and may their legacy inspire us every day.
We will now recognize those we are honoring today. And as each name is read, we will remember their smiles, their stories, their accomplishments. The names will be read by Jeremy A. Torr, President of the Federal Bar Association, Northern District of Ohio Chapter, Delonte Spencer Thomas, President of the Norman S. Minor Bar Association, Chris Schmidt, Chief Executive of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, and the Honorable Ann W. Keller, Vice President of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association and Judge of the Shaker Heights Municipal Court.
Jessica S. Baggett, Scott H. Ballou, Joyce E. Barrett, Daniel P. Batista, the Honorable William H. Baughman, Jr., David M. Benjamin, Hugh J. Bode, Thomas L. Brunn, Sr., Kathryn A. Chubb, Frank R. Crisafi, James B. Davis, William S. Derkin, Christopher M. DeVito, Joseph C. Domiano, Brenda Doubrava, Alan F. P. Dowling, Gregory M. Ensign, Patrick J. Ertle.
John C. Fazio, Robert A. Ferreri, Gus Frangos, Alan Greenberg, the Honorable Lillian J. Green, John A. Hallbauer, George B.P. Haskell, the Honorable Raymond C. Heaton, Brian J. Higgins, Robert M. Higgins, Robert H. Jackson, Donald N. Jaffe, Alan A. Kassenjar, Alexander Kanareff, Jack Kaufman, Frederick E. Kramer, Peter J. Krims, and R. Russell Cuban.
Neil P. Lavelle, Robert L. Lewis Jr., Frank C. Manick III, Cecil Marlowe, Wentworth J. Marshall, Mark D. McGraw, Janet L. Miller, William A. Minich, Joel I. Newman, Daniel P. O'Brien, Nicholas R. Oleski, Stephen T. Parisi, Glenn F. Patch, Charles J. Palukowitz, Thomas A. Pirino Jr., George N. Plavik, Patricia H. Plotkin.
William T. Reaney, Richard Ribbetts, Robert T. Rosenfeld, Alan M. Rubin, the Honorable Betty W. Rubin, John D. Rybarczyk, Ralph J. Scola, Stephen A. Sindel, Arlene B. Stewart, the Honorable Jack B. Streepy, the Honorable Ronald J. Suster, Tyra L. Taylor, Richie T. Thomas, Harold Tickton, Dennis Wilcox, Robert A. Wood III, and James E. Zimmerman.
Rabbi Sharon Marcus of the Park Synagogue will now share some reflections with us. Rabbi Marcus.
Thank you. As we gather together today, remember those that we have lost during this past year. As we mourn their loss, must also celebrate the lives they led and the contributions they made to their families and to our community. The great rabbi, the Baal Shem Tov, taught that there are three ways we mourn. The first is with tears, the second is with silence, and the third is with song. When we mourn someone truly beloved, we experience all three. Tears at first, then silence as our grief settles more deeply, and finally song as we're able to celebrate the memories we hold deep in our hearts. Over this past year, we may have already experienced all of these stages as we remember the lives of colleagues and mentors that we admired, learned from, and looked up to as role models. And dear family members, we offer our sympathy to you as you've lost dear ones who were spouses and partners in life, or loving parents or siblings, perhaps beloved children. We recognize that grief runs deep, and we may all experience it in different ways. But what gives our lives meaning is to know that we mattered, that our actions had a lasting impact, and that what we did will inspire those who will come after us. Today, we are celebrating the legacy that these bright men and women have passed down to us, to their colleagues, to their dear families. Their lives were meaningful, and they had an influence on us as individuals and on our greater Cleveland community. May their memories be a blessing, and may they inspire us to always seek out the qualities that they emulated into our own lives. We hope to learn from their examples and carry on the justice, mercy, and good deeds that they taught throughout all of our days. Let us strive to live up to their highest ideals and best teachings. Then their memories will abide among us as a source of inspiration and blessing. In our Jewish tradition, there is a midrash, a folktale entitled The Two Ships. Two ships were once seen near land. One of them was leaving the harbor, while the other was coming into it. Everyone was cheering the outgoing ship, giving it a hearty send-off, but the incoming ship was scarcely noticed. A wise man standing nearby explained the people's reaction. "Rejoice not," he said, "over the ship that is setting out to sea, for you know not what destiny awaits it, what storms it may encounter, what dangers lurk before it. Rejoice rather over the ship that has reached port safely and brought all its passengers back in peace." It is the way of the world that when a human being is born, all rejoice, but when one dies, all sorrow. Perhaps it should be the other way around. No one can tell what troubles await the developing child on its journey through life. But when a man has lived well and dies in peace, all should rejoice, for he's completed his journey successfully, and he's departing this world with an imperishable crown of a good name. God of our fathers and mothers, the source of all comfort, send consolation and healing to those who mourn. Today, remember the precious souls of our friends, colleagues, and dear ones. For all was good and enduring in their lives, we offer the deepest thanks of our hearts. May the memories of our dear ones endure among us as a lasting benediction. And let us all say, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi, for those inspiring and thought-provoking remarks. Tears, silence, and celebration, how true. So thank you. I also would like to thank those who made today's event possible, those from the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, particularly Chris Schmidt and Fatima Sahad, and the United States District Court Clerk's Office, Sandy Opasek and Gudrun Swoboda in particular. Finally, I would like to thank all of you in attendance today. One of my favorite quotes is from Thomas Campbell, and I know it's one I have shared with many of you in the past at this event. To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. All of us here are a testament to the very truth of that statement. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to preside over this celebration today. And with that, this ceremony is officially concluded. I now call on Sandy Opasek, Clerk of Court, to close court.
All rise. This honorable court is now adjourned. Please remain standing as the judges process out of the auditorium. Thank you. You are now welcome to exit and enjoy the reception.